Hey guys, welcome to day. It's a day of. All right, Inktober's over. It's over. All right. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. What am I doing? Why? Inktober's over. We're way into November here. We're like way in, over a weekend in November. Why are we still talking about Inktober stuff? Well, I said that I had a baby, and so I missed some days. I didn't do Halloween because, well, just logistically it didn't seem like there was a reason to do Halloween on Halloween, but we're going to do it today. We missed days 13 through some number, and then day 31 so we're going to do all of those today. We got roof, we got tick, we got helmet, compass, collide, and risk. So we're going to go through them. Let's start right away. Let's do it. So the first day we missed was day 13. The word was roof. And that's the day my baby was born. So I had this idea to do something like The Lion King, except like in the suburbs. So like a dad on top of a house, in the suburbs, holding his baby up. So I really, I tried to do this. I spent a lot of time on it, and I was like, man, I wanted this idea to work, but the problem was I was trying to do it, I think, on the 12th. Because we were going to the hospital. So I just was like rushing through it, and when I was doing the perspective, there's this way that you can find the distance in perspective by making an X through a square to find the halfway point. And then I just didn't do it. So everything feels weird because I just kind of eyeballed it, and I eyeballed it wrong. And you can even see how it kind of like goes up into that corner, and how it's kind of like out. But you feel how it's almost like, man, it's just weird because it's wrong. It's just wrong. And I don't know. I don't know why it got through. I was in a hurry. I was trying to do it. That's gonna be my excuse for everything from here on out. Until I get some time back. But then, so I was like, you know what? I'm not satisfied. I must try again. So we'll go to the next one here, and then you see that, bam, I tried to do a different version, and this time I went through a couple of little iterations because I was still trying to do the roof thing, and I was like, it's got to be on a roof. Then I was like, I don't know why. I was just like, I don't want to draw all this perspective. It's like I'm over it. I don't want to figure it out. I'm trying to rush through it. I know it, but I was getting stressed. So then I was like, I'm just gonna zoom in and just draw like the baby, which ended up just being, I'm just gonna draw Simba. And then I don't know why, I just drew Simba. And then I was like, he needs a black t-shirt and eyelashes, so it's, you can tell that Simba's a girl because I had a little girl. I was like, maybe this could be my announcement thing or something. I don't know what I was thinking, but I did like the black t-shirt because I was like, yeah, it's like a little congratulations, you have an emo. But then I thought about putting something on the shirt, like a band thing, but then I couldn't decide on the shirt. And then the whole time I was thinking, where did the roof go? It's gone. The roof's gone. It's how does this even work for roof? And then I was like, it's got the weird stain on this head. I was like, I could have just left that out. It just looks weird. It's like, especially in black and white. It's like, I don't know. Anyway, I still wasn't satisfied. So let's go to the next one. And boom. I just kept hearing in my head while I was doing that last one. It was like this Coal Chamber song. And I know it's been in other songs. It's kind of like a normal type chant for music, I guess. But the roof is on fire. We don't need no water. Let it burn. So that's what I did next. We just got us a burning house off the internet and let's do a little burning house. This time, I put my X's down. I got my perspective right. And at first, I think I was kind of trying to avoid doing it, but then I was like, no, I know how to do this. So I did it, and then I started mapping out where some of the windows were and stuff, and some of it I still eyeballed, but once I had like a kind of a grid to go on, I just was like, all right, I got this right, you know. But then, yeah, so then that was my final attack on the roof. I was like, 3 tries, finally, and I was like, hey, this works, and you know, I did those other things where people were burning, so I was like, it just felt right to return to burning things. And I mean, I liked it. The picture had some other stuff in it that I took out, but you know, that's what I'm supposed to do. Like, it had like a chain link fence. I didn't want a chain link fence in my drawing, so you know. But I enjoyed this. It was fun, like thinking about the way the smoke is going, and like, you know, at first I was doing it the same way I've been doing it with these like little value studies. I got this little trick that I do on my computer, on my little iPad, to make it look so I can see the values I want when I want. But yeah, that's what I got for a roof. And if y'all like Coal Chamber, I lived in the storage shed, and this is going to segue into the next story. But we'll start with this. I lived in a storage shed, and this girl I was dating bought me a poster for this band, Coal Chamber, and I didn't listen to them at the time, but I started to after that because I was like, I don't want to be a poser and have a Coal Chamber poster and not know what this band is like. So I bought either 1 or 2 of their CDs. I still remember a few songs. One of them being the roof is on fire. But they weren't bad. I liked them. I mean, they were kind of that new metal. That was what was popular back then in the like early 2000s, late 90s, you know. So anyway, that's what we got for the roof is on fire. We don't need no water. We let this drawing burn, baby. All right, we've only done 1 day so far, but let's keep going. This next one. So I was talking about living in a storage shed, and day 14, the word is tick. So I'm gonna tell you guys a story. I lived in a storage shed, and I had this mentor lady who would help me try to help me get into college and get a job and stuff. And sometimes she'd get me to do yard work, and I'm from the city, and in the city we ain't got a lot of trees. We ain't got a lot of bugs. It's a city. Birmingham's a steel town too. So anyway, she lives out a little ways, so there's woods and everything. And she took me out there, and I'd been to the woods and to the country with my cousins and stuff, but I'd never had a tick. And I'd seen a movie about ticks when I was a kid and had my cousin mess with me about it, but I didn't really know or anything. So she had me go to her house and help do some yard work. I don't remember what. It wasn't worth it. I didn't really get paid a lot. And it was hard work, and I don't necessarily like yard work. I don't mind doing some manual labor, just, you know, Anyway, that's besides the point. She warned me about ticks, and I was like, had a hat on, and I remember being very careful and everything, and everything was fine. She took me home. I got home, and then some people came over to smoke some weed with me. And hey, maybe that's why I didn't want to do the yard work, you know. But it was two ladies. I don't want to incriminate anyone else. I'll talk about myself because it's mostly legal in places. But anyway, it was the girl I was dating at the time and another person, and I'm sitting there with two girls in the room, and we're hanging out, and I just start feeling really uncomfortable. Like really uncomfortable, like I had to scratch myself real bad, and I didn't want to do it in front of, it's polite, you know, not to just be hey girls, what's up, and like, you know, and plus it was like, it wasn't like it was like, and it started hurting, and we're trying to do stuff, and then like, I was just like, I gotta go, and I ran in the house, and sure enough, I like get down and I look, and like it's just crazy because you're like, yeah, listen, I get too descriptive here. Anyway, yeah, right there on the back of my stuff was a tick, and I'm like, all of a sudden it's like going over my head. What'd they say to do? How do I get rid of this thing? Anyway, I think I could smoke in the house at the time. I think I like lit a cigarette and I like tried to burn it or something, and then like I ended up twisting it because that was taking too long, and I was scared. Because they say you got to get, and then I like, remember you turn it a certain way because you don't want the head to get out. And anyway, that's what this drawing is my first tick. And I'm glad that was the word so I could share this horribly embarrassing story with you guys. Let's go to the next word. Day 15. Word was helmet. Helmet. All right, we got another drawing. All right, for this day, I decided to do a tribute to. I've been following this business group, trying to learn what to do with art. You know, you can't just make the art anymore. You gotta sell the art. So, one of the guys that ran the business group is Sam Flegel, and he had done a piece called Braggy's Tongue or something. And yeah, I think it's Braggy's Tongue, and I just did a study of the helmet. It's not perfectly symmetrical, but I really enjoyed this piece. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it. There's not a lot to say. I'm a fan of Sam. He had a controversy on the internet while I was watching, and it didn't seem right. Like what the controversy was over. I mean, there could be info I don't know, but from the info that was out there, I couldn't really hate on the guy. You know, like I'm not saying it's, you know, necessarily, you know, no one's perfect. You know, it's not my thing, you know, but everybody has a different thing. But I just didn't think it was fair. I don't want to talk about it too much. I'm just trying to talk about the drawing, and that I'm a fan of this guy and his business teachings and what he's trying to put out in the world. They just recently decided that they weren't going to do the business group anymore, but yeah, anyway, Braggy's Tongue, this is my study. I put the skull back there. I feel I could have done a little more detail on the skull on the one side, but I really like this piece. I like doing the study of it. I had some trouble with the details, but man, I also tried to do some things to make it symmetrical, but in the end, I was happy with this study. And then let's go to the next day. We only got 3 left here. The next day was day 16. We had compass. For compass, I thought about where you can't use a compass. I don't know why. I just was like, oh, compass, you can only use that on the earth, right? Which led me down this path of discovery that I realized. I looked it up. You can look at, if you take a compass in space, it still points to the North Pole, because I was like, there's magnetic fields. So I wanted to know about it, and pretty much what I found was was that, you know. And once you get far enough out, the sun's magnetic field takes over, and then your compass will no longer point at Earth. It'll start pointing at the sun. And then once you get far enough away from all magnetic fields, it's not going to point at anything. So I thought it was an interesting idea. I used this, the picture for reference I used is a guy, oh man, I don't remember his last name, some guy named Eric, and he did the first spacewalk. It's a picture you can go look up. It looks pretty similar to this. It's a little bit different, but you know, because I make my artistic choices, like putting a compass in his hand. He was doing something else with that hand, but I was like, nah, you're looking at a compass now. You're doing my science experiments. All right, next day is day 17, so I guess, and I think that's right. Anyway, the words collide. I know the word. I got the picture here. This one, I had an idea about two skulls crashing in space, like planets, and then I looked up how planets would explode, and then I was really sold on this idea, and then I wasn't sold on it anymore, and then I ended up doing this thing where I went from like this to the skulls being like this, and then I was like, why am I doing this symmetrical stuff? And then I was like, oh, the skulls can have different shapes because it's a man and a woman, and then it just slowly evolved into this piece that I really like, where you got the skull with the face on it, with the tongues licking kind of in the shape of a heart. I put a heart in the middle just because I was like, it's not very... I mean, the idea's there. It's almost like a broken heart, too, you know, and it's kind of interesting. You got these deformed, whatever they are, with the tongues. And then they're, you know, embracing, but you got like a broken heart, so it's like showing that this love isn't... I don't know, man. I really enjoyed this piece. I was definitely not thinking this is what was going to turn out, but yeah, I really liked it, and we only got one more to go. I don't have a lot to say about this one other than this was one of my favorites. I enjoyed drawing it. I enjoyed the final piece, and I mean, I wouldn't mind revisiting this idea. I used several pieces of reference. The only reference I couldn't find was I couldn't find a head with a tongue hanging out. But you know, some things you gotta use your artistic license. All right, let's skip ahead. Now we're going to day 31, to the final, the last day. The last word was risk. And hey, that's what this is. I took a risk. I'm doing all the drawings in one video. I took a risk doing Inktober when I'm having a baby. I probably shouldn't have done that. If I could go back, it's still a hard choice to make. I don't know. It's such a hard choice. I mean, anything I can do better for the baby, I have to do. I'm down to do, but it's like that thing, you gotta put on your mask before you take care of your kid or whatever. So, you know, sometimes putting on your mask is doing 31 drawings. So, or posting it on social media. And that was what I went with, is I looked up, I was looking up just, you know, some kind of person posting on social media, and I saw this meme of Matthew McConaughey, and I was just like, this is just too perfect. Just him being like, I was like, it's so great. I've been this guy smoking cigarettes. Who knows what he's doing? Checking his Tinder profile, checking his Facebook, his Meta, his Instagram, his Snapchat, or reading his text messages, or looking, you know, who knows? Just this phone and this anxiety is all too relatable, and that's what I did for the 31. I even part of the reason I didn't post on day 31 was I was like, did a little clip for Instagram and only got so many views because I had to delete it and upload it. But I deleted and uploaded something the other day, but I switched it from regular video to reel, and the regular video only got 20 views. When I switched to reel, it got 1,000. But then when I uploaded a reel, deleted it, re-uploaded that reel, it went from like 20 to like 3. And then it was just, and I thought it was because I didn't do the thumbnail. But anyway, man, this stuff is, I just want to draw. I just want to make pictures. I don't mind making the videos. This is fun too, but man, ugh. Like, I mean, I guess it's not so bad when it gets easy. But even then, they change the rules all the time. And you look at people that are successful and hear them complaining about stuff. And it's like, man, I got an uphill battle to fight, you know? And that's what it is. I mean, it's just another skill. I can't can't be a good juror. Can't just juror real good for you. Or obviously, I'm not talking real well. But that's what I got for you today. We got a long video because we had so many drawings. But hey, Inktober is over. I'm going to take a little break while I adjust to family life. But I'm going to come back with some more drawings in a regular schedule. I kind of like, we're going to see how I feel about this format with all the multiple videos. And that may be the way I approach. Or we may stick to one drawing per video. But we're going to move forward somehow. And you'll have an update from me soon. Hey, thanks for coming. I enjoyed Inktober. It's been fun. I might do a video that's just a review of all of them. I don't know. We're playing it by ear. Thanks, guys, for coming. See ya.